I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun today. And I really can't wait to share with you what I've been putting together for, I think it's been like 3 months right now, because I went through a period of transformation for myself, and when it came down to what I am here to do and the passion that's really bringing me forward in supporting women like you, in helping women create really abundant businesses and to really step into a completely different level in their lives, in their lifestyles. And the only way that I found this to be possible is by doing it through the lifestyle business. So I am very, very excited that you are here. And I want to take a second a little bit to just set my intention. I want to set my intention, and I want to connect with you and connect and just feel into what is possible in this session for you and for me to step into a higher level of service for you. So I wrote my intention ahead of time, so I am going to read it because I feel that would be in the highest in high service for you. So my intention today is really to support you in moving out of overwhelm and into ease, flow, and time freedom with your business, so that you start living life in the way that you always really wanted. This is something even better for the highest good of all concerned. Okay, so I'm sure you can feel my enthusiasm, because God, I really do feel like I've been waiting forever to be able to share this and to be in a position where I'm doing this from a place of pure empowerment. I know what is possible when you create time freedom for yourself, and when you create really powerful launches that not only provide you with a level of visibility so that you can you can connect with more people, serve more people, and also provide more value to the world. So help really in changing the world, in shifting the mindset of people out there into a higher level of consciousness. So I am sure that this is true. So I really want to ask you, and I want you to check in real quick so that you can answer this for yourself. How many of you want time freedom to do the things that you really want to do? I want you to think about this. I want you to feel into this. I don't want you to just say, of course I do. No, do you really? Do you really? What about it calls to you? And how many of you really want to live a fully expressed lifestyle business with not only the time freedom, but also the money? Yes, the money to be able to travel, to spend more time with people that you love, and to grow more, to reach into the next level for yourself, whatever that is. If that's in your relationships, if that's in your awakening, your soul awakening, if whatever it is that something that really calls to you? Because today we are going to be talking about the 3 common mistakes that women entrepreneurs make that keep them working way too hard. Doesn't have to be that hard, and receiving way too little. So not only in terms of the money, but also in terms of the prosperity, like the successes that they have in their business, in their personal life, and also in the level of fulfillment that they feel. Okay, so I want to thank you for being here. I am Sasu Hope. If you don't know me yet, you will today get a chance to get to know a little bit about what I'm passionate about. I'm so passionate in supporting women create really passionate and purposeful businesses, lifestyle businesses that really support them in doing all of the things that they want to do. Okay, so if you don't know more about me, you will get to know me. I will be sharing some personal stories of my journey, and I'm going to be sharing some personal stories from my clients' journeys so that you see how this can really support you in reaching your next level. And at the end, there's two things that I want to do with you. So those of you that are live, if you would like to, I'm going to raffle out a one-time saving review at the end. So if you want to be considered for that, please, there's two places where you can do this to be considered, okay? And this is like a tiny 15-minute session. So I'm going to tell you at the end where it is that you need to go in order to receive that. But if you want to, so stay until the end, and then I will tell you exactly what you need to do in order to be considered for that. And this, I do this type of review with my clients all the time, and it allows me to support them in creating time in their schedule. Okay, so this will be really huge if you're always feeling strapped for time, like you're always behind, procrastinating, and doing 1,000 things at once, and have a never-ending to-do list. I've been there, believe me. So I will share with you at the end how you can do that. And then I also have what I was a little bit unsure if I was going to share it or not, but I think it's really going to be in the highest service for all of you. So what I want to share with you is I want to give you my full time freedom secrets strategy, what the process is. So I'm going to go through the process today at the end of this hangout. So stay tuned, because that is going to be huge, and you're going to see exactly how I've organized my launches so that you can step into that. If you're feeling like you're spending way too much time in your launches, if you're recreating things from scratch, if you're spending all of your days glued to the computer and trying to be visible and doing 1,000 things and putting your marketing together all the time and all that stuff, like it's just taking way too much time, and like the amount of energy that you're spending on it is just ridiculous. I understand. I have been there. So I will share with you exactly, like I'm telling you, I'm not holding absolutely anything back. I'll share with you exactly what I've done to put it together in 6 simple steps. And I will give you the entire outline so that you can see that, okay? So that you can see it. And if you want to use it in order to start organizing your launches in that way, then you can do that. Or if you want to step into being supported to create your best launches ever, the launches that give you over 5K in business consistently, no more struggling, you can go as high as you want, and you can continue to increase month after month how much you're making in your business without having to keep working as hard. So actually, it would be the reverse. The more that you do it, the less that you'll have to do, because more things will be set up and the strategy will be more complete. Okay, so let me just write something. Then you'll have that to support you. And if you want to do that, being supported yourself, so having me to support you and to step into that level of time freedom into your lifestyle business, then I will tell you what you can do in order to step into that with me, okay? That is it for that. So I would to share with you just a tiny, 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 tiny little bit of my story, because you're here, and I don't, you know, given that this is this type of setup, I don't have the opportunity to connect with you in person. And I feel like it's very important for me to have a little bit of a connection. So not only by setting an intention, which I do in every single thing that, in every call that I've had, in every hangout, and as I'm speaking to my clients and things like that, and I do intensives, I always like setting an intention, because it gives me a frame as to feel into by the end, okay, did I accomplish my goal or not, right? And I always feel that I have allowed myself to receive it. So, and we are talking about receiving today. So I want to just tell you a little bit of my story. So I started, and I'm gonna cut it to this business part, because I feel like it's very important for you to see what the progress has been with my business in terms of launches, so that you see how I have stepped from having absolutely no time freedom to having a lot of time to do the things that I really, really want to do. So I started my business with a launch, and I feel like everyone always says, you know, hey, did you launch? Like, when are you launching your business? Have you launched? Like, everybody's so obsessed with it. Yet, I have found that not everybody tells you how to do it, how to really do it. So I've been doing launches for a long time. I think it's been right now 3 years. And launches at the beginning, oh my God, they used to take me like 3 months to put one together. And then, I'm going to be completely honest, most of them tanked at the very beginning. So the first year, I actually had more clients from personal connections. So referrals, people knew that I was working, and they were sending people to me, and then I had a sales conversation, and then, you know, I got clients that way. And people that I knew, and things like that I offer my services. However, the launches were like crickets, nothing, like nothing. They were not working. Yet I learned, okay? I learned so much. One of the things that I learned was the fact that, oh my God, was I working hard. I was working so hard, and I felt like, oh my God, if I work harder, maybe it will actually work, right? Because that's the mindset that we've been raised with. That's the mindset that I was raised with my entire life. So I would stay up late, so late, and I kept, honestly, I was having no time to do any of the things that I really wanted to do, and I didn't have time to take care of myself, not as well as I wanted to. And you know that that can only lead to disaster. So not only in my body, because I was really suffering from being completely stressed out, like, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to keep working like this? Like, I can't stand this. Like, I'm starting to hate this. Yeah, I actually said that. And I felt it. I actually felt that I was starting to hate my business. Because honestly, even in corporate, at least it was like 9 to 5, 9 to 6 at most. But I wasn't working until 1 or 3 in the morning, like I was so repeatedly trying to make my passion work. And I was starting not to like it anymore, even hate it. So it was really, really hard for me to admit that to myself. And I didn't have time flexibility. I was stuck to the computer all the time. So even the time that I was spending with my boyfriend, not quality time. I was spending it all in front of the computer. And I know that you can relate when you're trying so hard to make something work and it's just not happening the way that you want to. So I started paying attention to other people's launches. So I actually started paying attention to some of those people that you see all the time everywhere. Like, you know, launches are not working for some of us, but they're working for some people because they're everywhere. So you know that they're making money, and you know that they're actually living the lifestyle they want to be living, and they have the time freedom. So I started paying attention to them, and I started recreating it. I started studying it. And then finally, I actually started making money from my launches. And not only that, but it started getting easier. So yeah, I wasn't stuck to the computer screen all the time. Okay, I was actually making really good money. And not only that, but because I have more time freedom, right? I was able to very recently take off a month. Like I actually almost entirely took the month off to when I went traveling in Thailand and Singapore. And I've had more time to focus on giving my clients even more quality. I have been making even more connections online. It's all about connections and community, and relationships are so important in business. So I've had more time for that. How many of us, I mean, raise your hand, seriously, like even if I'm not seeing you, raise your hand if you're like, oh my God, I really want to spend more time doing that because I know that it's really working. Like when I actually spend the time to do this, it's actually working, and yet I don't feel like I have the time to do it. Okay? I know, I've been there. And yet, this is what is going to offer you. So I've been able to be more consistent. I've been able to spend more quality time with my boyfriend. So not glued to the computer, like I said before. And I've even been working on expanding my business. So I've been very consistent with creating articles. I've been very consistent with creating videos. And now I'm working on even a podcast because I have the time to be able to do this. And I'm going to be bringing people from different areas that are outside of the Facebook communities that I'm in, right? I'm going to be bringing people from other parts of the world. And I'm not even stopping there. Like I know that I can take this wherever I want because now I have the time freedom to be able to do it. And not only obviously with my business, but with my personal life as well. So I can actually take more time doing the things that I really, really want to do for myself. And actually, let me tell you this one, because this is really, it just came up. So I used to draw all the time. And when I was in high school and somewhat into college, but I haven't picked up a pencil and a sketch pad in a very long time. And finally, I'm taking the time to do that. And it feels so good to be able to just be creative and have that release and doing something that I really love to do. I've also been able to spend more time in the kitchen. I love cooking. So all of those things that I just found that I didn't have the time to do, I have the time now. And it stops wherever you want it to stop, honestly, because you can do whatever you want with this. Like it's all possible. So by the end of this hangout, I will show you the 6 steps involved in launching the TFS way, Time Freedom Secrets. And these are, so I have steps 1 through 4. They're actually, I created them into video trainings and free gifts. So if you want to download those reports, you can go to my website and check them out. Some of you may have come that way, so you already did the lifestyle business type quiz, or you downloaded perhaps the lifestyle business schedule, and all that stuff is part of the lifestyle business roadmap. So Time Freedom Secrets is actually steps 5 through 10. Okay, so there's 6 steps. And I'm going to tell you at the end, like I told you before, that I'm going to tell you exactly what is involved in it, and I'm going to give you the template, okay, so that you can have it, and then you can start using it in your business to start organizing it and making huge leaps forward in your launches, okay? So what are we going to cover today? Hi. I have to go fast because there's so much, and I definitely want to make sure that you guys get absolutely everything that you require. So today what we're going to cover is we're going to cover how to stop wasting time so that you can use what you already have created. So we're not recreating what you have already created as a foundation to put into your structured launch. Okay, we're going to cover how to make more money without having to put more time or energy into what you're already doing. Yes, more money so that you don't have to put more time and energy into what you're already doing. Sounds really good to me. And we're going to cover how to finally step into the shoes of the woman who has the lifestyle business that you've been wanting since you started your journey as an entrepreneur. Overall, this hangout will help you move from resistance to receiving your lifestyle business. Okay? Just like you imagined, by working on the 3 major blocks. So the 3 major resistances that keep women entrepreneurs working too hard and receiving way too little. So we're going to start with number 3 here. And number 3 is crystal clarity. Yes, crystal clarity is, this is huge. Okay, so what is it? It's the fact that, you know when you're like, and I know that this happened to me before, I was very, very, very clear in who I was serving and all that stuff. When you have crystal clarity in place, you come across as very clear in your messaging, in your branding, in your niche. Okay, when people look at you and at your website or your Facebook page or other social media sites that you have, they already know, like they can tell exactly what you do. And most importantly, you know what you do, okay? Because a lot of the time, I mean, you'd be surprised how long someone can stay confused in this area. I was for a very long time. I think it took me about a year before I started getting really clear on what it was that I wanted to do. And because of that, I was not coming across very clear in my launches. So nobody, and I mean really, really, nobody was signing up. So you could waste years here. And this is also the biggest obstacle in receiving, period. Because if you're not clear for yourself, like in what it is that you actually want, then how can the universe or other people support you in getting what it is that you need? Okay? So one of the biggest problems I feel for people in this area is that they say, well, I work with this kind of person, and then I work with this kind of person, and I help this person with this, and I help this person with that, and they have niching issues, okay? And it doesn't mean that you don't work with other people, right? I mean, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I work with men sometimes. Like my branding and my messaging and my everything, my website, my social media, everything is about women. And yet some men are still attracted to the work that I do sometimes, and I still coach them. But that's not who I market to. And I also help some clients with relationship issues when they, I mean, they're old clients. So they're consistent clients that I've had some from the beginnings when I was doing more like live coaching. And that's still now what my business is focused on. And this is a big problem when it comes to crystal clarity, because you're not being clear, like in who it is that you're serving. So of course, people are not coming to you. And I don't mean not coming to you as in like they're looking for you, even energetically. Like they can't come to you if you're not clear on who it is that you're attracting. And sometimes there's people that have, this is another thing that happens with crystal clarity. So some people have quite successful businesses, so they are attracting the people because they're very good manifestors and all that stuff. So they're making the money, and yet they're like all over the place. So they're feeling like they're burning out, okay? And they're giving their energy this way and that way and this way and that way. And it's just not working for the lifestyle business because there's no structure there. And if you know anything about the universe, there's a set structure. So the universe works in a certain way, and crystal clarity really supports in that. So what crystal clarity is not is perfectionism, okay? So sometimes close or good is good enough. And sometimes you just won't have the level of clarity that you require, and that's okay, but you have to keep moving. So the last launch that I conducted using the system, which actually, let me go a little bit into that, because I think this will really support you in seeing the power of what I am sharing with you today. I actually put that launch together with only, I would say, about half of what I have in the actual TFS system now. Half of it. I hadn't perfected it. I hadn't gone in and tried to like put all the pieces together, and I still don't have 100% of the pieces put together for my own business, and still I made quite a bit of money from that launch. So, and that launch was not clear. That was the time and money launch. If you were with me then and you actually saw some of the training that I put together, which was for my pop mastermind, which is, you know, going quite well. I like that. I love that mastermind. It still worked. It still worked really well, and I only had about half of what I have together. I have put together in the TFS launch system. So even if it was not clear, it still was headed in that direction. And that's how I got here. So you don't go into perfectionism, because that will really block you. And as I said, the most important thing, or the biggest problem with crystal clarity, is that it's one of the things that really, 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 I mean, it's like, I feel it's like the #1 time waster of all of the pieces that I'm gonna be sharing with you. One of the #1s, I think that one's really, really, really important. So let me see, because I do have some notes. Yes, I do put some notes together so that I don't, so that I make sure that I give you everything that you require. Okay, so crystal clarity will help you. It will help your clients find you. It will help you. It will help you write your marketing, so you'll know exactly what kind of stuff you're sharing, when are you sharing it. It will help you structure your sales calls even, and you can even, you will know who to reach out, like what kind of relationships your business is requiring to move forward. So not only with joint venture partners, but also with potential clients. Like when you see someone, you know, oh, she has that problem that I solve. Or you can actually create very specific posts for social media and share it. And that's how some of you came here today, because you saw, like, from what I share online, that this is something that will really support you. So like I said, the biggest problem with not having crystal clarity is wasting time. You waste so much time. Like, I'm telling you, I wasted a year, okay? This is not fun. Like, when you are not being very specific in your business, it creates a time suck vacuum almost. Like, everything is being wasted, because even when you're creating a launch, it could be a good launch, but because it's not structured the right way, you can be wasting a lot of time, and you can be recreating it every single time. So you're not attracting the right people, and you're recreating everything every single time, and that just takes forever. This is also the biggest problem and the biggest form of procrastination for people. So I have a very specific process that I take people through that takes them out of this to start moving again. And one of the big problems with this is that sometimes, like, you start moving and you're also moving in the wrong direction. So that's why sometimes having the support of someone else that has been there, that knows what they're doing, and that has pretty much made every single mistake that is possible, right? They can support you in making sure that you're not going to be making a mistake and you're not going to be moving in the wrong direction. So let me give you a quick example so that you see what this may look like for you and your business. So yesterday I had an intensive with one of my clients. She's so gorgeous. She's so beautiful and talented. And we got into a little bit of, it was actually, I think within 30 minutes of starting the intensive, which was 4 hours, she was very, let me see, how do I put this, because I want to honor her, and I also don't want to give anything away that will help identify her. So she has a few aspects to her business, and there was one that she really wanted to push forward. And we're using the TFS system to help her move in that direction. However, the one aspect that she wanted to focus on is not a tested aspect, and I was just not, I took a stand for her, okay, to not allow her to go in that direction until we get to a place where it feels like it is more in alignment with the type of financial goals that she has. And we're going to be moving forward as soon as we start finding proof for that. And it wasn't just that. We actually got crystal clear about the other aspect of her business that was really dragging her down, but it wasn't dragging her down for the fact that she didn't have any passion for it. It was because it wasn't clear, okay? So there was a level of misunderstanding or not knowing, or there was a fuzziness. I think she mentioned that. That's one of the words that she actually used. There was some fuzziness there, and that's one of the reasons why it wasn't feeling as, she wasn't feeling the possibility that was available there. So once we got clear on that, she's now super excited, and now she's going to start moving forward, and we're going to start putting together the TFS system so that she can actually create a very, very powerful launch for herself, and you know, all within 8 weeks. So I'm really, really excited to start working with her even more on this. But you can see how, if you're not clear, you can be moving in a completely different direction. I could have very well ignored, like, you know, if I wasn't a very good coach, like, you know, I've had some experience in this area with some of my coaches, where I was going in a direction that wasn't good. And I mean, no, I'm not even going to talk about me, because I'm going to let that be. But I could have not been a very good coach and just allowed her to go for that business, and that would have been in complete disservice to her. So I actually stood my ground, and not only did she feel relief, but now she's very excited, not only about that part of her business, but also about the part that we're going to be bringing forward into the launch. So she got 2 for 1, really, because now there's a level of excitement and a level of desire there that is completely magnetizing. And I know that it's going to be really creating an even amazing, more amazing lifestyle for her. Okay, so there's a few things that you can do in order to get to a place of crystal clarity. And then we're going to go into point number 2. So you need to be really, really honest with yourself and clear in your business. So this is so clear that you tell anyone and they completely get it. Like, they get what you do, and they can refer people to you, and you know exactly what are. And if those things are not clear, this level is completely foundational. Like, you have to get this in place in order to move forward. Okay, this is one of the biggest time wasters. This is one of the biggest blocks that keeps women working way too hard. If you really think way too hard and not receiving, okay? Because if you're not clear, you're going to be recreating things every single time, every single launch, and you're going to still have to redo your website and have to redo your Facebook page and have to redo this and redo that. That doesn't mean that you don't grow. And that doesn't mean that you don't shift, okay? But if you get more clear and you're able to hone in on something that you find that you're really passionate about, and that you can actually, that is a proven system, and you can actually convert that into a very, very, very successful launch that is giving you the financial results that you are desiring, then it's very likely that you're not going to want to recreate that. I think one of the reasons why women start recreating and moving from niche to niche to niche to niche is because of the fact that they're not seeing the results. So they are actually starting to doubt themselves. And then they go into okay, well, this didn't work this time, so let me recreate it, and let me recreate it, and then let me recreate it. And then all that time you're overworking. You're not in a space where you're actually allowing yourself to receive, okay? And everything goes downhill from there. So you can see how this works really in supporting you to stop overworking and to start receiving, okay? The second tip that I have for you is that you can start using things that you have already created. So you don't have to recreate everything from scratch. You use things that you already have. Like there's, I'm sure, some gifts that you have already created, some trainings that you have already created. Just make them more clear. So if they're not crystal clear now, you can make them clearer. You can actually infuse more of your brand and your message into it, infuse more of your personality, of your uniqueness and what you're here to do. And this will actually start making a huge difference. So don't start from scratch. This is a huge, huge time waster. And the last thing, which I already talked about, forget about perfection, okay? If you're spending way too long on a small project and you know that you're in perfectionism, get out of it, okay? Do whatever it is that you need to do. If you need to go to step 2 of the lifestyle business roadmap, that will help you get out of perfectionism, okay? Okay, so number 2 for this of the 3 common mistakes that women make that keep them working way too hard and receiving way too little is charging your worth. Oh yeah. So this will help you really finally step into the shoes of the woman that has the lifestyle business that you've been running since you started your journey as an entrepreneur. So what does this mean, charging your worth? It means having a price that is relational to the results that you're giving people, not necessarily the service. You're giving them, you're charging on a price based on the experience and the results, not the service. It means owning your worth and owning your time and becoming attached and not becoming attached to what that means. So what does that mean exactly? Women are very attached to price because there's a lot of sensitivities when it comes to money, okay? And just as a free tip, if you're not reading, if you have a lot of issues with money and charging your worth, then one of the things that you should be doing right away is going and getting The Science of Getting Rich and reading that every single day. It takes for you to shift your mindset, because so long as your mind is still believing certain things, it's going to be really difficult. It's going to be an uphill battle. So, but this is some of the concepts that comes with, I mean, some of the main reasons why women keep overworking, because they still are charging for their time, okay? You don't want to be charging based on time. You want to be charging based on the experience that you give people and the results that you're giving people, okay? I am going to tell you from my own business, I raise my prices based on the results that I'm getting my clients. So when I see a client like Michelle, who did an intensive with me last year and nearly double her income, right? She nearly doubled her income from what she was making last year. Or my client Fifi from the UK, who is now making some serious pounds, right? Because she's in the UK. And she's finally been able to leave her part-time job. And that was after an intensive. Just one intensive. I wasn't working with her consistently. I did an intensive with her, and it completely transformed her business, her mindset, and now she's going for it. And she's charging what she's worth, okay? So what does this not mean? Okay, it doesn't mean how many hours am I spending working on this, and that's what I'm gonna charge? No, you don't charge based on your time. You charge based on results, and you charge based on the experience that you give people, okay? And it also doesn't mean that you are looking at someone else, seeing how much they charge, and just because they're in a similar field than you, that you're going to be basing your prices on them. You are not them. Okay? You are not them. That means that the experience that you're going to give someone and the results that you're going to give them are completely different. Okay? So you do not go and start basing your prices on those things. Okay? So this is one of the areas that seriously blocks prosperity for women, especially women. I think men have, they have some blocks around this, but they can get around this. Like they can kind of like put their hand around it, like not like this. They can actually get this a lot faster than women can. I think there's a little bit more attachment because we just don't understand money the same way. It's so masculine in nature that it just feels a little bit off for us. So you need to really start feeling into the fact that it should be the results and the experience, okay? Because that is what really what should set your prices. So money, the prosperity, it really won't come in if you keep overworking. I mean, I don't know a single person that's charging dollars per hour and has time freedom. I don't know a single one of them. And you can't really create a lifestyle business. You can't really create time freedom if you are charging dollars per hour. So if you're still doing just appointments, so you're just charging per session, if you're not doing programs, that's a problem. Okay, and if you're charging way too little for those programs, that's also a problem because you're still basing it on the amount of time that you're spending on it, okay? If you, like, let's get real here, if you don't start implementing this particular thing, you will burn out. It's as simple as that. Either you will stop feeling the passion that you have for your business, so you will start hating your business. Like I seriously was there. And I started like, oh my God, I hate this. Like I can't believe that I'm working so much. Or you physically won't be able to do so much. You just won't be able to do it anymore. And you'll burn out. And burnout is the major reason for women businesses failing. This is so important, okay? So I'm gonna give you just 3 tips that you can start using in order to start charging your worth, okay? So the first thing is that you have to decide that you're worth it. This is a self-worth thing, okay? Because we're also attached to our work so much. I mean, our work is us. So we're attached so much to it that we feel, oh my God, that's us. So am I worth it or am I not worth it? So this may be showing up for you as part of your worth. So you have to decide that you're worth those premium prices, okay? And that you're going to get them. So you have to change your belief that you are going to get them, okay? And you can do this, like I said, by reading some wealth consciousness books. You can, you have to shift your thoughts and your energy around this, okay? And detach from what the money means to you, and start creating some real support systems for yourself, that whenever you go into that space, because there's many layers of that for us. For women, oh my God, so many layers, okay? And every layer, the same stuff will come up. So you have to have support systems in place that support you through every layer. I do. And all my clients do, okay? So you have to create a way to get yourself out of believing, okay, or of not believing that you can actually get those prices. So the second thing is, like, you have to show up as that woman. You have to show up as a woman that charges those prices. So it's not about, let me see how to say this. So it's about the woman who you are when you're charging those prices. It's not the woman that you are right now if you're not charging them, obviously. If you are, then go you, right? But if you're not, then you're not that woman. And you have to show up as that woman, okay? Because someone who knows their worth they're not overworking. Okay, that woman that charges those prices, she's not going to be overworking. It's just not part of her mindset. So you have to show up as that woman. Okay. And number 3 is that you have to, like I said, set your prices based on the experience and the results. So on facts, right? Facts of what you're doing for people, the transformation that you're giving them, rather than emotion. Okay. So how much are your clients making? What is the transformation that, what is that saving them from? Like, is that saving them from their marriage, from going to divorce? Is that saving them in like spending like $100,000 in finishing up their divorce? How much money have they saved from working with you? How much money are they making for working with you? If you have someone that has made $20,000 or $25,000 or $10,000 from working with you, you can potentially, and in fact, I would say you should be charging that much, because that is what the transformation is worth. Okay, so that is a potential thing. Okay, so now we're going into the 10 freedom secrets, and this is where it's going to get really juicy. And I want to actually, I'm going to be, I didn't realize that my hair was standing out. So I am going to be sharing with you the actual system as I have it organized, and I'm going to be going really fast. I also want to tell you that this event is going to be available only for a few days. Okay, so after that, I am going to be blocking it out. This is not going to be available forever and ever. So you definitely want to pay attention, take notes, and do what you need to do now, because it's going to go away soon. Okay, and I haven't yet decided what day exactly, but I think I'm gonna give it like 2 or 3 days max. Obviously, I don't want to have this up. Like, this is an exclusive event that I have created for you, because I really want to support you in creating your best launches. So, and I want you to have that. And I still don't want to keep it up, okay? Because I don't want anybody to go in and recreate. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want anybody to go and just copy everything and teach it the way that I teach it, okay? So, and that's just my business model. So okay, let me go into this. So I have a little story for you before I go into that. So this morning I was talking to my boyfriend, actually texting because we don't live together, and he said to me, sometimes flow turns into momentum. When it does, take advantage and let it propel you. So he actually told me that. My boyfriend is not an entrepreneur. He's not into this world. Everything that he knows about this world is actually coming from me. And he still has like a deep level of wisdom inside of him that it just shocks me sometimes. And I had to share this with you, because that is exactly what the TFS launch does. You actually turn flow into momentum, and you let it propel you. How beautiful is that? So I had to share that with you, because that really, really touched me. And I was like, wow, that's what my launch does. You can actually use the flow from knowing exactly what to do when, okay? From creating a flow, right? Every month and every time that you launch, and you turn that into a momentum that it gets better and better and better every time that you do it. And then it will propel you into the lifestyle business that you desire, into having that time freedom. So this is actually the final step that allows you to step into the shoes of the woman that has a lifestyle business that you've been wanting. This is what does it, okay? And there are actually a few more steps, but this is let me see. It's not necessarily the final step. Let me see. This is the step of the woman that has a lifestyle business, okay? This is the step that is actually going to create the time freedom. Without time freedom, it's not going to happen. I'm going to be honest. Okay. Most of the reasons that people don't do things, that they don't create they don't create the level of quality, that they're not able to get more clients, or they're not able to do this, is because they just don't have the time, okay? Like they feel like they're completely overwhelmed in what they're doing right now. So, and sometimes that can be even worse than money, because if you have more time, you can actually make more money. You can actually start, you can start using that to make more money. And that's what the invitation is here. So you may have a launch system that you've been using, and you may still not be using it the right way, okay? So I find that people have, they can have a business that has plenty of visibility, and they even have a launch in place that's pretty good. And what I find missing is the way that it's set up, okay? It's the timeline, it's the organization, it's the simplicity. And without it, it's really, really difficult to use it to work, to make it work the way that it needs to work, so that you have a system that's, you know, working by itself almost. And that's what I want to show you today. So that's what I'm here to show you. So the big problem is that we have about 9 minutes. I want to keep this call under an hour as much as I can. I mean, at about an hour. So if we go a little bit over, it's okay, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. So therein lies the challenge, okay? So I am going to go really fast. Please keep up with me, and I'm going to share the 6 steps. I'm going to share everything. Like, I'm not holding anything back. So, but we do have a limited amount of time. So just pay attention and try to take as many notes as you can to make sure that you can put that launch together, okay? So now that you've heard all this, I want to ask you if it's okay, like really, for me to share this with you, because honestly, this is actually the entire structure of the TFS, like of the Time Freedom Secrets program, okay? And I want to share it with you because I want you to see what's possible and what's available to you if you were to sign up for this program. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about what that would entail after I go into the steps. Okay, so and there's actually a really good opportunity that I'm going to share with you, and we also have the bonus things to take care of, so stay tuned, okay, because this is not the end of it. So let me share with you my screen, because I want to share something very specific. Let me see, let me open that one first, because I want to make sure that I'm on the right screen. Okay, let me, and I want to share my screen so that you have it. Okay, perfect. Okay, if you took step number 2 in my Lifestyle Business Roadmap, then you saw that I use Asana. Asana is a really, really, really awesome way to create a timeline for yourself. So this one really helps me in keeping organized. So step number 5 is creative content. What does that involve? It involves the actual time that you have to spend in creating your program. I never recommend that you actually create your program before you have people signing up for it. So there's no point. Like, you could have a concept for it, you could have the outline for it, but there's no point in you actually creating the program. So you, within the monthly launch, you have to put in time to create your program. You also have to put in time to put in creative media. So what does creative media involve? It involves headers and covers, so like headers for like Facebook and your programs and stuff like that. I'm sure you saw this one, not this one. Let me see, this one, not that one. There we go, that one. This header, right? I created that one for that, and what I actually do is I create a sample, so a very specific structure of how, or more like the look and everything from my website to my social media, and everything looks almost the same. Then I have Facebook ads photos, and there is a way of selecting those that I go into, and I select them by feel and content. I also have buttons. So I have buttons like this one, that I have created, and they're all ready to go. So everything is all created ahead of time. And once you create it the first time, so the TFS program is to help you create the entire system, and then all you do is just reuse it. If there's something that's not working, and that's why we go into testing and research. And I'm not going to go into that one right now because that's way too much. If there's something that's not working, then we actually redo it in the next launch. But you already know what's not working from going through a very specific testing and research stage. So that's the last step in the program. So then you have a call script like this one. So I created a call script. I created an outline for what my calls are going to look like, so that I provide the best amount of value and support to my clients and inspire them into signing up to receive the full possibility. So like everything that's actually possible, and then putting together. So like, for example, creating their launch, their Time Freedom Secrets launch, right? And then I have a video series, and the video series for me involves like shooting, the editing, the uploading, and then it also involves in creating free gifts. So if you came in through the quiz or one of the other steps in the Lifestyle Business Roadmap, then you saw that there were two things. I had a training and I had a free gift. The training was for free. The free gift, you had to opt in order to receive it. So I have that all set up, and I have a very specific strategy that I use in order to make that work. Then there's Easy Tech. That involves setting up the call, the MailChimp. And by the way, going through this, and the reason that I'm going like this is because I actually have checklists and templates for every single one of these things. So I have samples for, say, templates of what a call, an opt-in email will look like. So this email that you probably received today comes from a very specific template that includes most of the elements, like not most, all the elements that need to be present in a template in order for it to work effectively. So then I also have like opt-in page. So you saw this one. This one is a lead page, actually. So if you're watching here, this is exactly what it is. And let me just do that. And then this, no, not that one. Let's see. This one is an opt-in page, and I have samples of those already created, and I share those with you as well. Then I have, I put the website, I mean the opt-in page in the website. I upload my Facebook to include a lot of, include all of the opportunities. Pretty much I'm spreading out to make sure that I have the most amount of people show up for my calls, to sign up for my free gifts. And I also have a very, very specific marketing strategy that I'll go into in a second. Then I have an email signature that I put in place to make sure that pretty much the entire sequence is to inspire people and to provide as much value as possible. So inspire people into signing up for my events and for my programs. And but I am providing a lot of value to them so that they see what is possible for them and what is possible when they actually start putting the system in place. And then I have opt-ins, and I don't want you to get too confused by this. I'm going really quickly. Just know that these are all the elements that need to be in place, and these are all the templates that I include, so it makes it really easy for you to actually put it together. So within a month, like 6 weeks, you can actually have this all set up and put your first launch. And if you don't have support right now, so if you don't have a virtual assistant or anything like that, I actually created most of this 80 to 90% by myself. I have my business manager, and actually you can see her right here. My business manager also does a lot of this work for me. And I'm actually still having a little bit of a hard time letting go of the reins, and that's something that I'm working on for myself. And you're still able to do it while still living your amazing lifestyle and having plenty of time to do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay, so just know that that's possible. Then you have email marketing. That includes sequences. So there's ways of creating emails not only in terms of templates, but also in how to send them so that you're not overwhelming your clients by sending mails, like emails all the time. And I know that that's a huge fear of people. Oh my God, they're gonna opt out. They're gonna opt out if I'm sending them so many emails. So there's a specific way that I put emails together that provides a ton of value and that actually is not overwhelming to your clients, so that you don't have to worry about that. And then there's also templates for broadcast emails, and every one of those emails takes about, I would say, 10 to 20 minutes to create, depending on like how quickly you can move. So it really doesn't take that long, and there's not that many emails. So you can definitely be putting it together. However, if you don't have this and you don't know what elements need to go into the emails, then it's really difficult, because you're going to be, you know, questioning and redoing and revising and rewriting everything from scratch every launch, and that takes a lot of time, okay? Then you have the sales strategy. So that is the way that you conduct your sales calls, and which should always be following a specific outline. So if you're not doing it right now, that is a big problem, okay? So I'm telling you, you need to do it that way. Then, because otherwise, the tendency is that you tend to sabotage yourself, like if you're not following a specific system, until you have it down that it's so a part of you that you don't need to even look at the paper, but you're still following an outline of what you're asking people, and the process that you're taking them, the experience that you're taking them through. Because the sales strategy is all, the sales call, the discovery call, is all about the transformation that someone has when they say yes to themselves by working with you, okay? Then I create my calendar in a specific way. So I share that more with you. So this one is really important. And then you have like low-hanging fruit type of outreach that you do with people that you have already had contact with or you're following up with and stuff like that. That's very important to keep it moving. Then you have the marketing calendar. This one is the biggest time suck for people. It's not even, it's like, I don't even want to get into it, but it's so hard for people, and they don't know what to write about, and they don't know when to say, when to do what, and they just don't have time to create their blog posts, or they are so behind, or they're not consistent, okay? With the system, you will get consistent. You will be able to provide real value to the people that are following you, and you will create that touch, that level of touch. I don't know if you heard, but a lot of people in marketing, they keep saying all the time how if you, like, you need to have at least 7 levels of touch with people before they actually are able to say yes to you. Or that's one of those things that, you know, for the most part works. Like it's not always the case. Like some people could find that about you and then tomorrow buy, because that's exactly what they needed at that time and they were looking for that. However, most people require more inspiration and they require more touch. So like more value, like they need to know that you're going to be able to help them, that you are going to be able to solve their problem. So my client's problem is that they are working way too hard, okay? They are spending way too much time doing their launches and they don't know what to do and they don't know how to structure them. And honestly, their lifestyle is suffering for it. Like they can't have the level of, they're not making the money that they want, and they can't have the level of connection and fulfillment that they could were they doing the system, okay? So I help them put together the marketing calendar in a way that it just rocks. And then the last step is testing and research. And I'm not going to go into that one because it's very involved and it's not to support you in any way for me to actually go into that one. Just know that in order for you to build the business that you want to build, you really, really, really need to test. You need to know what's working and what's not working. And I have created a very, very gorgeous sheet to help you put that together and to test and to know what's working, what's not working, so that you know what you need to, what you may need to fix rather than creating everything from scratch, okay? For your following launch. So I hope that that's really good for you. I am going to I'm just going to share something that I've been seeing with launches. So like people are becoming a little bit numb. Okay. So it's becoming more difficult because there's so many people launching. It's so many people offering things on the internet. I mean, you yourself, I'm sure that you, and I know that I have, like I'm seeing so many people all the time, just like whatever, I just don't have time for that. I just don't have time for that. And guess what? Your clients are thinking the same exact thing. So people are becoming really, really numb to launches. Okay, that doesn't mean that they're not working, because have you seen some people's launches? Like you saw mine, you were able to see mine. So there's some people that they seem to be everywhere. Okay, they have a, however, they still have a bunch of people helping them. They have so many people working with them, and they're able to put everything together, like every piece that they need in order to make it work the way that it's becoming really, really, really profitable. I mean, people have $1 million launches, okay? I'm not there yet, and that's okay. I still have ways to go, and I still have ways of becoming the woman that I require to become in order to receive that for myself. And yet, I still know that, you know, I didn't have to do it with the amount of people that those people are doing, and I'm still making a really good income, okay? So it can be simple, it can be very profitable, and it is available. And even if you're doing most of it by yourself, you can still make this work, and you can still have it put together within 6 weeks. Okay, so, and the reason why I said 6 weeks is because regardless of whether you're doing it with me or not, if this is something that's really calling to you and you want to, one thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to below the video here on the Hangout page, you're actually going to see a button to schedule a call with me. If this is calling to you, if actually being inspired as to what is possible for you, okay, what you could be able to do with 20 hours a week. Oh my God, yes, if it's taking you 40 hours, now you could be doing the same for 20 hours, okay? You could be having this really, really awesome business created that supports every aspect of your life, not only the business, okay, not only the making money, and not only the lifestyle, supports both, and it supports your fulfillment in every way. So if this is really calling to you, like I said, you want to go down, okay, and you want to schedule a call with me, because I am so excited about this. I cannot wait to talk to you, to see what is possible for your business, what's working, what's not working. And I want to be able to help you bring the level of clarity that you require, help you to put the system together so that you don't have to be recreating everything from scratch, and you don't have to be working so hard, okay? So you can schedule the call. I'm not going to go into how much this costs, because that's not the way that I do things, okay? I really, if this is calling to you and this is inspiring you into possibility, into the highest version that you know is available for you, and you know that this is a piece that you're missing, okay? That you're just not making the most of the work that you're actually doing. You're overworking, and yet it's not getting you anywhere. Okay, it's not getting you where you want to go, and you know that this is a missing piece in the puzzle, then I want you to schedule a call. Whether you end up signing up with me or not, okay, you already have enough here to support you in starting to put this together, and yet I still want to be able to support you further, to see if this is something that could help you to make over $5,000, over $10,000, or even over $20,000 a month, if that's something that is calling to you. The sky's the limit, like I said before, okay? So that's it. Now I have a couple of things that I want to talk about. The first one is the bonus, okay? So if you want to sign up for that bonus, there's 2 ways that you can do it. You can go into the Hangout page, and you can actually write below, okay, I want to count it for the bonus. And I am going to be sorting it out. So I am going to be putting the names in a hat, so to speak, and I'm going to pick blindly to see who's going to get that 15-minute session. The second thing is the PDF. So what I'm going to do, okay, to give you the full outline. So like the full template of the Time Freedom Secrets launch, I'm going to be sending it to you via email. So if you were here, and even if you weren't here, I'm still going to be offering that to you. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to send it to you via email with the replay, okay? So that you have it, and so that you're able to start putting that together, start organizing your business in that way. Because honestly, this is the best way that I've found to make it super simple and to make it really, 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 it really supports your lifestyle. It really does, and supports your time freedom. It supports you in creating whatever it is that you're desiring. So whether it is a hobby, you want more time for a hobby, you want more fulfillment, you want more growth, you want more time with your family, you want to grow your business and reach more people, whatever it is, it's available with that. Okay? So that is it for the hangout. I went about 10 minutes over. I'm going to get a little bit better with that because I definitely want to make sure to go in an hour and be able to fully support you in 1 hour, because I do value your time as much as I value myself. So my time. So I have shared with you the full strategy. Make the most of it. Create the business that you really desire. Create the time freedom. Really go for it. I know that it's available for you, and I know that it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So open yourself up to receiving, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Don't forget to sign up for your discovery session below.